Shalom. First and foremost, give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem HaKadosh. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, who the worldly calls God, and his name in Hebrew means he exists. And Yahweh's name is the only begotten Son, who the worldly calls Jesus Christ, and his name in Hebrew means he delivers. By Hashem is in the name of HaKadosh, the Holy Spirit. And we give double honors to the apostles and the elders of great much known well. Peace and blessings unto the shock of this push forward to the truth. From the four corners of the earth. I want to say shalom to you brothers, keep pushing. And a double shalom on to the Israelites that's look like the other nations and just that's in Shak Watim. I want to say shalom to you brothers and sisters as well. My name is The Wild from J. Science, St. Louis camp. And I'm coming at another video. In this video, it's going to be I'm just going to go over this article. And I'm going to pull some precepts. And Lord willing, this be edifying. So it says, no jail time for woman 31 who admitted to sex with boy 13 and having his baby. So a woman who admitted having sex with a 13-year-old boy and becoming pregnant with his baby has avoided jail time. Okay. And this is actually another one, so a related video. So it says former teacher Brittany Zamora, 30, was assigned as a tutor in prison despite serving a 20-year sentence for sexually abusing 13-year-old student. Okay, and that's a different one. This is one right now. So Andrea Serrano, 31, admitting having sex with a 13-year-old. Right, so this is her right here. Says a 31-year-old U.S. woman who admitted having sex with a 13-year-old boy and becoming pregnant with his baby has avoided jail time. Andrea Serrano of Fountain, Colorado, was facing sexual assault charges after her arrest in 2022, but reached a plea deal with prosecutors to stay out of prison. Serrano gave birth to the baby boy after admitting having sex with a 13-year-old whose mother has now slammed the deal, saying her son's life has been ruined. I feel like my son is robbed of his childhood, she told his news station. Well, kind, because, he's still pretty much a child himself, okay? But really, he's, coming into manhood. He's a young man, because around 12 and 13, 14, that's when your body starts to produce sperm and semen, okay? So you start, releasing your seed. Why? Because it's time to have children. Okay? And, don't get me wrong. And, because, the scriptures talks about, women given in age around 13, 14, 15 years old, whenever the father sees fit. Okay? And, vice versa. Like a young man, because, you had what we call arranged marriages. So we gave our daughters and our sons off in marriage, so they can start building, okay? But, we can't do that in this society because, that's illegal. But, Esau, he's the devil anyway, so basically saying that, a pedophile is a sexual orientation now. Okay. But let's keep reading. It says, now he's having to be a father. He's a victim. And he's going to have to live with that for the rest of his life. I feel like if she was a man, he was a little girl, it would definitely be different. They would be seeking more. I feel like because he's not a woman, they are not. They are having compassion for her. Under the terms of the plea deal, Serrano must register as a sex offender, and she can face 10 years to life on sex offender intensive supervised probation, according to the report. Serrano will find out in May how long she will be on probation. Right? So yeah, this is her again. And yeah, these American women, you American women are desperate, man. Why? Because in this society, they teach you that you shouldn't marry. Boys are gross and shit like that, and you gotta wait till you married to have sex. Like they teach you in a Christian church, or like you too young for a relationship. All this bullshit that they pushing out there when your body is ready for sex. You know, and this woman, she knew exactly what she was doing. But I'm gonna get a story, and I'm gonna pull some precepts. So yeah, Lord is edifying. So this is Genesis 38:1. And it reads, "And it came to pass at that time that Judah went down from his brethren and turned into a certain Adullamite, whose name was Hira. And Judah saw there a daughter of a certain Canaanite, whose name was Shua, and he took her and went in unto her." Right? So, he went in unto her, meaning he had sex with her. "And she conceived and bare a son, and he called his name Er. And she conceived again and bare a son, and she called his name Onan. And she conceived again and bare a son, and called his name Shelah. And he was at Shezib when she bare him. And Judah took a wife for Er, his firstborn, right, whose name was Tamar." Right, so he took a wife for his firstborn. The woman's name was Tamar, right? "And Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord slew him. And Judah said unto Onan, Go in unto thy brother's wife and marry her, and raise up seed to thy brother. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. And it came to pass, when he went in to his brother's wife, that he spilled it on the ground, lest that he should give seed to his brother," right? So he poured out, all right? And, that's in our law where you're supposed to raise up seed for your brother, So verse 10, "And the thing which he did displeased the Lord, therefore he slew him also," right? "Then Judah said to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, Remain a widow at thy father's house, till Shelah my son be grown. For he said, Least peradventure he die also, and his brethren did, as his brethren did. And Tamar went and dwelt in her father's house." Right? So it says, "To Shelah my son be grown." Yeah, because Shelah was still a child, so he wasn't of age to pop Tamar, because she was already a grown woman, or a young woman, I should say. She was of maritable age, and Shelah was a child. Okay, so he said, "Yeah, to my son be grown." And who knows? He might have had years on, or she might have had years on him. But it's just going to go to show you that a man can deal with a woman that's older than him. Okay, but in this society, by no means am I promoting that. Okay, because in this society, you can't take a young girl, because really a girl is considered a woman when she gets her period. And yeah, you got a lot of brothers that deal with older women, but it's nothing wrong with that. But in this society, it teach you, that that's wrong, because it's all about like the father, because obviously this little dude that popped this woman, his father is not around, so he don't really have nobody to tell him what to do. You know what I'm saying? And to tell him how to move. Okay? Cause cause eventually you will want to have sex. That's the whole reason why we here. Okay. So this is Genesis 1, and I'm gonna start at 27. So Yahweh created man in his own image. In the image of Yahweh created he them. Male and female created he them. And Yahweh blessed them, and Yahweh said unto them, be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Right. So yeah, so be fruitful and multiply. You know? Cause that's the reason why we down here is to multiply and to worship Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Like everything else is just extra, you know. Like as far as like your job, you got certain things that you're interested in, certain hobbies. Okay, like certain trades, like farming and carpentry. Mechanic work. Things like that. But but that's the whole reason why we're here is to be fruitful, multiply. Let's get another account. So this is 1 Kings 1:1. Now David was old and stricken in years, and they covered him with clothes, but he got no heat. Wherefore his servant said unto him, let there be sought for my lord the king, a young virgin, and let her stand before the king, and let her cherish him, and let her lie in thy bosom, that my lord the king may get heat. Right? So like a young virgin. So yeah, like a young woman. So he sought for a fair damsel throughout all the coast of Israel, and found Abishag, a Shunammite, and brought her to the king. And the damsel was very fair, and cherished the king, and ministered to him. But the king knew her not, right? So yeah, King David was 70 years old. Okay, and this was a young woman. So he had at least 50 years, 50 to 55 years on this woman. So she was about like 15, 16, 17, I don't necessarily specify her age, but she was just around that age bracket, because when it said a young woman, it means a young woman. Okay. But yeah, because it's funny how like everything in this society is basically capitalizing off sex, but then they don't want nobody to have sex, So like they'd rather like make these porn movies and these porn booklets and stuff like that, and these different alphabet marriages, but they don't want man and woman to be together. Like what the hell? It ain't gonna be no damn pornography in the kingdom, man. Are you gonna have a plethora of women to choose from? Okay, because that's how Yahweh Shemi Shah made it. Because all pornography is like an artificial type of sex, it's artificial intercourse. Looking at images on the damn screen. So yeah, it's not even real. It's like drinking grape drink instead of grape juice. All artificial flavors and colors and sweeteners and all that. It's not real. All right. But but that's what, how Esau made his society. He's not a righteous ruler. So like his mind isn't right. So yeah, everything he does is just basically contrary to the scriptures. Okay. So yeah, so she ended up having a baby and all that. And so yeah, the mother bummed out about that. But hey, that's how it was in the ancient world. When like a man got established, okay? Like, and this is before, like before we was established as a nation. Like, of course, like men was given in marriage, or women was given in marriage at, like when men was marrying, like at later ages, like Isaac, he got married at age 40 when he met Rebecca when he had his first son, which was Esau. Well, yeah, Isaac. Yeah, so he had his twins. So Jacob and Esau. Abraham was like 83 when he had his first son. So come, and that's before we got established because we was moving around and Sarah was barren, so she couldn't have children. But when we got in our land, like we was way more established. So like we was perfected, so to speak. This is 1 Corinthians 7:36. But if any man think that he behaved himself uncomely towards his virgin, if she passed the flower of her age, right? So she passed the flower, and needs so require, right? So she bleeding now, and she want to have sex, because the Christian church would make it seem like having sex is a wicked act. The Most High created sex. He created sex for one, procreation, and two, for your pleasure. So yeah, not only do you get a baby out of it, you get pleasure out of it as well. So the Most High is being generous, because that's one of the luxuries of being in the flesh. There's having sex, eating, drinking, okay, sleeping, because Jake loves sleep. If she passed the flower of her age and need so require, let him do what he will. He said it not, let them marry. Right? So yeah, he said it not. Okay, yeah, like even, and you gonna have like our sons or whatnot, and I mean even some women that's gonna be saved. Okay. Like who's to say that your husband gonna be your age? Okay. Like these women, these single women, because Isaiah 4:1 is coming. Like who's to say that the women that you gonna have gonna be your age? You can have multiple women from all different age brackets. You're gonna have maybe an older woman, maybe a woman that got 10 to 15 years on you. Because the whole purpose of a woman is what? It's to have sex. It's for her to be a helpmeet unto you. Because like a lot of these little young sluts that's growing up, a lot of them gonna be put to death. But then again, some of them gonna be saved too. A lot of you old women gonna get. A lot of you women just gonna die. Period. Okay. Majority of you are not gonna make it. But you're gonna have women of all different age brackets that's gonna be given to a man of the Lord. Isaiah 4:1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by that name to take away our reproach. Right? So yeah. You're gonna have women coming up to you. And and then you're gonna have women that's young, that's gonna cleave unto you. Okay. So come. So yeah, Archimate, hey, get ready. Because Isaiah 4:1 is coming. Because you brothers out there, you gotta have wisdom in order to deal with women. Because that's what it takes to deal with women. Because you gotta be able to rule your spirit. Because that's what it all boils down to, is you knowing yourself and ruling your spirit. knowing what you don't like and what you don't like, what you can't handle. You know, and that's what this captivity is based off now. It's based off of, you know, like basically like you learning yourself and like learning who you are. Because when you get into power, like all that experience that you use on this side, because hey, the Lord is perfecting us. All right, He making us perfect. Okay, but I'm gonna end it off at that. I want to say call Allah, Halim Lai, How Bashmi Asha, Bashmi Kakoda, Shalom, and Baba.